Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Nobody and we are in the Untrained Unprofessional garage working on the Super 43X because it has a problem. All right, so what's the problem? Well, the problem is that there are times when, as I'm firing the very last round on the follower, the slide will lock back. Yes, I'm using a Shield Arms magazine, and quite a few of you are probably going to go, it's the Shield Arms magazine. And that is part yes and part no, because I think it's actually a perfect storm of events between the follower and the slide release. Let me show you. Let's talk about what's going on. If you notice on this factory mag, the slide lock has this big huge wall to ride up against and catch here on the bottom. Whereas on the Shield Arms, you do not have that big high wall. You actually have a rounded front, and what can happen under right conditions is that slide lock can actually get right here on that front edge, just enough to activate it and stop the last round from feeding. I'll try to get a good picture for you, but you can actually see a little impact mark right here on the edge of the follower. So what is the solution here? Well, I just tried putting the factory slide lock back in and see if I could duplicate the issue, and it still wants to catch. So swapping the parts back out doesn't really work on that with the Shield Arms. You could go back to the factory mag, which doesn't seem like a viable option to me at this point. I'd rather have the extra 5 rounds of the Shield Arms. So if I'm not willing to get rid of the Shield Arms magazine, then my other option is the slide lock. Now, what is my proposed fix? Well, this is the area that's catching on the follower. It has a sharp 90-degree corner. Well, if I wanted to slide off of the follower, I need to change this sharp 90-degree corner. So what I'm going to do is a little bit of file work to give it an edge that's not going to want to catch on anything. So that's what I'm going to try doing. If you're not sure where to work on, insert your magazine and see where it is impacting. Now this is the factory follower, but it gives me a good indicator of where it's possibly going to hit. I'm going to be working on this edge right here, which is the flat, and also I'm going to do part of this slight, looks like about a 30-degree angle, and take the material from there and then try it. I'm feeling the area that I just worked on just to make sure that I did not create any new sharp corners. And if you did, just take them off, a couple swipes of the file. Now I'm going to swap this out and test it. So I just got done testing it, and one of the things that I noticed that even with putting that chamfer on there, it's still not doing enough, because if this is pushing over up against it, like if my grip gets too high and I put pressure on it, then this actually grabs onto the side or that little cliff of the follower. Here, since this one's nice and big, it grabs on this part right here, but on the Shield Arms version. So I'm going to take a couple of swipes to shorten this distance a little bit to reduce that. We're going to try it with a new mag. I was pushing on it and still no problem. I'm going to try to very deliberately. Okay, it's not doing it anymore. Well, guys, that's how you tackle that if you're having that same issue. Just a little bit of file work. And that didn't take that long at all. It took me longer to figure out exactly what was impacting where than it actually took to fix. So hopefully that helps. Appreciate you guys watching. Have a good one.